Hey guys, Rosé here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be testing out Kefla on the Super Bosses team. We'll see with Kefla and all these Universe 6 EZAs releasing during what is technically like Goku Black's celebration. I thought it'd be interesting to try her out on this team. What's going to be interesting, can I still get 6 orbs with her if I do this? Oh, we can, let's go. So we can get our rainbow orbs for the Goku Black in slot 1. Ooh, those rainbow orbs spawning in at the top was pretty nice there as well. We can get 2 for you as well. So, interesting first turn. Having both Rosés and Kefla. I did bring Kale on the team to be a support, like to be a link partner for Kefla. She's in slot 7, so at least she'll be on this next turn with her. But the thing about Kefla is that her EZA is so crazy. I don't know if it really matters all that much that she's not going to be having a lot of links. I think she's only got like Fierce Battle active on this turn. So we'll see what she's able to do. Obviously Rosé without big bad bosses doesn't look as impressive. I don't think you would run, even if you were going to run her on this team, you're not going to run her and Rosé together as a rotation. Especially because Rosé is hungry for those rainbow orbs, and then Kefla ideally wants to get 6 orbs. It can become a little bit awkward. We got a pretty decent orb set up for this turn that we were actually able to do it. But you can see, like with the power of Kefla's EZA, she's still just dropping a 10 mil straight away on the first turn. Then we get the additional because we got 6 orbs. Sadly, we only got an additional normal from the hidden potential, but. And then, yeah, she tanks his normals for double-digit damage. Let's go. And then the Rosé in slot 3, we got 2 rainbow orbs. So, if we can get the hidden potential additional, he will get that extra guaranteed attack as well. We did get the passive one converting to a super, so it's a nice little bit of extra defense. Every attack gives him the 30% raise, though, regardless, so. Yeah, can we get that hidden potential? We did, and it was a super. Ooh, I mean, he's going to do another super after this. Let's go. There's a crit. I mean, so Rosé, like, obviously, without big bad bosses, without all those extra links, like, he's got no things like even Super Saiyan and stuff like that active. Not doing as crazy damage, but you can see how his attacks and everything really build up as he keeps getting his supers off. And then there's the nullification on the super. Let's go. Right. And I guess we do this. This probably wasn't the best event to put in Goku Black on the team. I just kind of threw him on there. And then I realised now that probably wasn't the best idea. But by the time he comes back again, if we're floating him off, we're going to end up getting the domain active, which does give him a bit of a decent buff. But yeah, we should see. I kind of didn't want to kill him this turn because Kale. I wanted Kale's first rotation realistically to be on against the STR phase, because without all the rest of the Universe 6 team and no Caulifla and stuff like that, it's Caulifla or Kale. Or I should say Kefla or Kale. Neither of them are super good in slot 1. If we get the orbs for Kefla, she does have the 50% dodge chance, but she gets up to a crazy amount of defense after supering. So I don't really want her to be in slot 1 at any point. I mean, we could go for just go for Gloria, I guess. She's only going to need 1 super to actually kill, so. And he supered right at the end. She doesn't need 6 orbs to super anymore, so. Just go for it, I guess. Finally, we can actually get the 3 rainbow orbs for Rosé, but he's not even going to get a chance to attack. There you go, Kefla. That's what we like to see. 14.8. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to try that. Like, this rotation is weird because Kefla herself, with the 50% chance to dodge, which is easy to get, I don't know if I would rely on that as like a slot 1. And then, of course, Kale, much better defensively after she's attacked. So the biggest issue with running Kefla on the team is basically deciding like who she's going to be linked up with. And if you run Kale, because, you know, all the Universe 6 like girls are on super bosses, which is good, but did I just transform you? I mean, the thing is with Rosé, his domain buffs extreme class ally, buffs super boss allies. So we'll actually, yeah, so it will buff Kefla. I was gonna say it doesn't have the thing that Broly's does, right, where super class enemies and allies take more damage, which means that Kefla would take more damage, but Rosé's doesn't have that, and it buffs super bosses, so it's a direct buff for Kefla. So just gonna try and keep as many orbs on the field as we can. Yeah, we don't have a Caulifla on the team, so we can't get the early transformation with Kale. It's the only downside. But next turn, Kefla's going to go Super Saiyan 2. And so if we pick up the 6 orbs, she has a 70% chance to dodge. And yeah, Rosé... once you get him set up and everything, Rosé can look super good. I keep saying this, and I like the more I use him, the more I like him. But I'm going to be doing my... I did the EZA one yesterday. I'm going to be doing my top 10 TURs on global tier list today. So, still haven't decided where to put Rosé. But bearing in mind, we're only talking about on global. So I said this in the EZA tier list. You know, it's all about what the meta is on global, not, you know, what's he going to be like in the events that come out in the anniversary that aren't out yet. So he's definitely right. He's definitely up there. He's in the top half of that list easily, I think. But we'll see. I'll be making the list a little bit later on. So wow, that was some damage, all right. Good old Tech Zamasu, type disadvantage. Right, well. Oh god, this is not a great turn at all. All I can really do is do this and hope she dodges. Alright, well, we'll see how this 70% dodge chance pays off for us here in slot 1. I mean, it is like the UI scenario, right? 70% chance. Is it going to be enough to see us through? Let's go, Kefla. And now Kefla should actually just kill him as well. So with the amount of damage that she can do, with 6 orbs, she's getting 3 supers guaranteed. So up to 19 mil. She's being buffed by the domain. She has the links from Kale. Well, there you go. Definitely an interesting setup. Like, if we take a look at the Super Bosses team, I think Kefla is good. You don't necessarily even need to run her with a bunch of links active. I honestly think that's one of the crazy things about the team. Like, we could easily just not put Kale on the team, put a better slot 1 unit on there, and then achieve the similar sort of result. Like, if we go back into the stage, we've got unlimited attempts on the Goku Black Red Zone. So if we take her off, and put on... who else would we put on this kind of team build? I guess as long as we don't have him floating, Zamasu could be okay. Or I just put in Rosé on there, I guess. But yeah, if we jump back in with this pretty much exact same team... right, let's do this. And hope that Kefla's not in slot 7. Okay, she's on slot 2. Alright. Ideally, I would have wanted her to be with a Rosé, but we'll see. Oh, great. Look at this turn. Look at those. Look at all these rainbow orbs that are on the field. Amazing for Rosé. Crazy how the luck could be different between the 2 runs, eh? Got 3 rainbow. We managed to get 3 rainbow orbs for Rosé and 6 orbs for Kefla on that first turn. And then look at the orbs that we got on this turn. Crazy. And this is where Rosé is going to look considerably worse, because we did get the hidden potential attack. And he does have guard on his first turn, actually, which does help. I forget about that sometimes, but that does help him quite a lot on his first turn, the fact that he has guard. But because with doing 3 attacks, it's 3 30% raises from his passive, 1 30% raise from his super attack effect. So you can get an okay amount of defense, and then the guard helps a little bit, but he definitely would have not been in a good spot to be eating a super. Although he can negate this Goku Black as well, which is super useful. The super attack negation is another little thing that I think people forget when it comes to, like, you know, thinking about overall how good he is. Like, Ki Blast nullification is super good. Zamasu does the Ki Blast super in the first phase. So, definitely a useful ability to have. But let's see what Kefla's going to look like on this turn. Now, unfortunately, we did get the Kefla is on rotation with Rosé and Zamasu. So it's not exactly a great rotation here. Yes, he surely shares Fierce Battle. Funnily enough, she will share Fused Fighter with this guy once he transforms. But, yeah, the problem is just look how bad this rotation is. Because she doesn't have Prepared for Battle. So in terms of key links, like Fused Fire will be interesting for this team. But if she gets away on the Universe 6 team, it doesn't matter because you have like Warriors of Universe 6 gives key, Battlefield Diva gives key, Tournament of Power gives key. But on this team, it becomes a little bit more awkward. Because yeah, I can't super... I mean, I could do this, I guess, but... it's very possible that Zamasu just gets killed. Yeah, so I mean, like, you can see here, so she doesn't fit super well on the team if you don't bring a good, like, link partner for her. She's starting off at 217k defense with just Fierce Battle active. And then, obviously, she's going to get the raised defense for 1 turn on super. We do get the extra 100% defense when performing a super as well. So she's at, like... what, 400, and then it's the extra 30%, so she's at like 500k defense with 50% chance to dodge, which isn't bad by any stretch, but it's one of those things where depending on your build for the Super Boss's team, she's not going to get a ton of links. Now, it would be quite good for having a rotation. You could have like Rosé in slot 1 and then her in slot 2, and she's, you know, even if she's only going to have Fierce Battle active, we already saw from the previous run, like she could drop like 10 mil plus straight away on turn 1. The only problem is it's not so much the problem for her, it's the issue that of course like Rosé is not going to look as good if he doesn't have Big Bad Bosses active. So if you have him in slot 1 and her in slot 2, that means he only has a couple of links active as well. So it's interesting because like she can work well on this team. She's definitely one of the best like EZA units in the game at the moment, one of the best units overall on global, at least when it comes to TURs, right? So it's interesting to think about like how well she would work on this team in some of these tougher events as well, because like Omega disables dodge, so depending on the rotation, you know, it depends how well that would work out. Kefla does get the 200% leader skill because Rosé leads super bosses, and then one of his 30% leads is accelerated battle, which Kefla is on. So she does get the full 200% leader skill, which is why it's an interesting option to run her on this team. Because, again, like, I mean, I guess you could run her as a floating unit if you're just running all, like, Rosés and Goku Blacks and stuff like that, and Zamasus. Because we've seen, like, even with very few links active, she's still able to put out a decent amount of damage. If you get the orbs, which you need less of them post-EZA, she gets 50% chance to dodge. Once she gets up to Super Saiyan 2, it goes to 70%. I mean, you saw that last turn on the like previous run. She just dodged all 5 attacks in slot 1. Because 70% chance to dodge is pretty good. Good old Int Goku Black. Int Goku Black's going to look a lot better like on this team with some of the longer content that comes out in the anniversary. But yeah, at the moment, especially for the Dismal Future Red Zone, him and the Tech Trunks, huge sufferers from the releasing during the Worldwide Celebration and wanting to be in longer events. And then the Worldwide Celebration only released difficult content that was short events. So, The next turn's going to have Kefla on it, so the other Rosé won't be able to transform. So I'm going to transform you now. Because then we get the buff for Kefla on the next turn. Oh yeah, the orbs are all going to go away anyway, aren't they? There's no point trying to set up 6 orbs for Kefla. But yeah, considering we floated her off, and now she's going to come back, transform. Yeah, when the domain ends, Rosé like de-transforms. Alright, so now we've got Rosé in slot 1. Now if we put Kefla in slot 2, we get Super Saiyan and Fierce Battle. But obviously, like, for the sake of the rotation, we should realistically do this. But because now look at the links that we have active. So we go from having 300k defense on you to 234. But if we want to see Kefla attack, because I don't know if in Goku Black will just get cooked. But I mean, let's see, because this will be the example of what Rosé, if you have Kefla like next to Rosé, this is what we're looking like. We can't get the 6 orbs, but we can still get the extra ones for the dodge. Rosé, of course, doesn't get big bad bosses, but does at least have the, you know, the damage reduction and everything. We got, what was it, 2 rainbow orbs? So if you're going to run Kefla on the team, it feels like ideally you're just using her as a floater, because otherwise you're impacting the links of everyone else. Like, it, as I've said already, it doesn't really matter too much for her performance, because she's so good. She doesn't need a ton of links active already anyway. But like, we'll see what she does on this turn specifically. But it's not like she needs a ton of links. It's just that you're hurting everybody else. Yeah, she's at 16.5. Because she's only got Super Saiyan and Fierce Battle, but she's getting the 10% buff from the domain. And then obviously we didn't get the additional. But I mean, so she can be good. I think the problem is, again, with Rosé as well, because he wants those rainbow orbs. Even on the turn where he's transformed and he creates them, it links up the field quite well. But then once you've grabbed that first big cluster with him to get the rainbow orbs that he wants, then it's going to be a case of, like, can you then still get 6 orbs for Kefla? Now, because they lowered the amount you need to get the dodge, it's not like you're going to get absolutely wrecked if you don't. And of course, he supered in Rosé, so we die now anyway. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. The Kefla on the Super Bosses team, as I say, it doesn't really matter too much for her, because even with only a few links active, she can be really, really good. It's just more so the fact that she kind of affects the performance of the other units on the team, especially those that want big bad bosses to be active. So you could run her as a floater and she could do a decent amount of damage, but otherwise I probably would not worry about it too much. Did I give her a sticker? I didn't. Let's do that. I didn't even realise I hadn't done that. Let's put that on here at the end. Since she is the best EZA TUR. I bet her base one is terrible though. Yeah, it's kind of not really much of anything, is it? What's the Super Saiyan 2 one's okay. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Kefla and Super Bosses down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.